Amazon has reshaped how we buy and sell. Everyone recognizes the name and smiling boxes. It's changed how we obtain things, from our daily essentials to obscure merchandise. It's changed how we read our books and magazines, and how we watch movies and TV. Merchants who don't sell on this giant platform miss a large number of consumers, and everyone knows that you can find anything on Amazon. But have you ever thought about where it all started? Jeff Bezos was born on January 12, 1964, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with the surname Jorgensen. His mother, Jacqueline Jorgensen, was still in high school, and as the way with many couples who start out so young, her first marriage didn't last. When Jeff was 4 years old, she married Miguel Bezos, who then legally adopted Jeff. Miguel, often called Mike, was a Cuban immigrant who left his birth country at the age of 15 and worked multiple jobs in order to put himself through school. They lived in Houston, Texas, while Mike worked as an Exxon engineer. Growing up, Jeff often visited the ranch his maternal grandparents lived on and assisted them by working on tractors, leading to an early experience with mechanics. Throughout his childhood and teenage years, Jeff proved to be a brilliant individual, accelerating at technical and scientific pursuits. As a toddler, he disassembled his own crib and often would make his own toys. His two younger siblings were fascinated with his inventions, and he rigged an alarm to warn him if they were entering his room. After a while, his projects accumulated to the point that his parents, ever encouraging of his curiosity, let him turn the garage into his own workspace. His family moved to Florida when Mike's job transferred him, and Jeff worked at McDonald's and became high school valedictorian, giving a graduation speech about his dreams for the world's future. He certainly dreamed big, speaking of space travel and colonization, stating that his goal was to turn Earth into a place of recreation. He attended Princeton University, where his technical abilities grew, and he graduated in 1986 with a degree in computer science and electrical engineering. He worked for a telecommunications company, then switched to the banking industry, and in 1990 an investment firm, climbing to the position of senior vice president, the youngest the firm had seen. In 1994, he quit to start up his own company, Amazon. While working in the financial world, he gained the ability to spot a good investment. When he read that the internet was growing at a rate of 2,300% annually, he knew it was something he should take advantage of. So, once again, he started a project in his garage. After looking into options, mail to order seemed the way to start, and he was able to launch his online bookstore. He named it Cadabra, but changed it to Amazon so that it will be put first alphabetically. He wrote his business plan on a cross-country drive, and his parents invested roughly $300,000 into their son's idea. It immediately took off, growing to $20,000 in sales every week within only 2 months. It surpassed Jeff's expectations, who had even warned his initial investors that there was a 70% chance of failure. It's only continued to grow since, and Jeff became a millionaire in 1997. Just like he returned to his garage laboratory for Amazon, he also returned to the idea of space exploration. In 2000, he founded the company Blue Origin. The primary goal of the company, according to Jeff, is to reduce the cost of human space travel and increase its practicality. In 2011, they had advanced to the point of test flying a prototype. While it did crash, it gave the company valuable information, and 4 years later, their new vehicle launched. It reached their goal altitude and landed successfully, putting Jeff another step closer to obtaining his dream. In 1992, while still working for the investment firm D.E. Shaw, he met a research associate named Mackenzie Tuttle. She was an intelligent and charming novelist, and they quickly became involved, getting married a year later. They went on to have 4 children, 3 boys biologically and 1 girl adopted. In 2019, their relationship officially ended after 25 years. Only a few years after their first failed test flight, Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post for $250 million in cash, and Amazon had become the world's largest online shopping retailer, having started Amazon Web Services and Amazon Kindle, as well as securing a $600 million contract with the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. In 2017, he became the world's wealthiest person. He and Bill Gates would alternate the title until Jeff became the world's first registered centibillionaire in 2018. His divorce from his wife reduced his wealth, but it didn't unseat his claim as the world's richest person. At the beginning of his career, Jeff was perceived as a Scrooge, hesitant to spend money, even though his worth was rapidly increasing. As Amazon grew even more in the early 2010s and changed its image, Jeff did the same and began to wear tailored suits and drive high-dollar vehicles. Although he was no longer frugal with his appearance, it seemed to be a marketing decision to look the part of the massive company's CEO, as he was still known to be a cold and demanding boss. His harsh business practices have led many to criticize him, from President Donald Trump to Senator Bernie Sanders. Many wealthy individuals make a point of donating a great deal of money towards charities, even if to improve public image. But Jeff Bezos spends more towards his space dreams than those in need. And though he had donated toward cancer research multiple times, he comes under fire for poorly paying his base employees and not joining in on the Giving Pledge, an initiative that encourages the wealthy to give the majority of their wealth to charity. Because of the years of criticism, he's taken strides to remedy public opinion. One of his first steps was to donate to a former Amazon employee's charity, World Reader. This organization works towards offering free sources of education. He's also donated to the Reporters Committee for Freedom of the Press that provides pro bono legal services to American journalists, Day One Families Fund and Academies Fund to help with homeless families, and With Honor, which works toward helping veterans establish political jobs. While his philanthropic endeavors have appeared to be mostly public relations driven, he does seem to put a good deal of thought into which organizations to make donations. While he's known to be somewhat verbally abusive to his employees and incredibly stingy, he claimed to raise his employees' minimum wage to $15 an hour in 2018 and adheres to a rule of no early morning meetings and reduced meeting numbers, staying under the number of people 2 pizzas could feed. Jeff Bezos' childhood curiosity was nurtured and encouraged, and it led to the founding of one of the world's largest companies and paved the way for him to reach an amount of wealth most people couldn't even dream of. With his lofty ideals for the future and his means to obtain those dreams, who knows where the world will soon be? Though far from perfect, he has shaped and continues to shape our everyday lives.